Greetings, YouTube. In the very near future, I'm going to be installing 2 of these in my front yard. The only reason I haven't done them yet is we're waiting to get some confirmation from the city how deep my water pipes are, so that I do not drive this thing. A little picture illustration there. How you drive it into the ground. Drive it into my water pipes, because this is 30 inches deep. I'm moving my mailboxes. We have 2 of them out front. Move them slightly to get a better access, and so that they're a little firmer, because the moment they aren't all that steady, they wobble a little. And to further that effort, I have purchased this, which is a level designed so that when you put it on a post, it'll give you plumb in 3 directions. You can get your correct this way and vertically and things like that. So you can use this for numerous different things. Now, it comes with this rubber band for helping to hold it. It fits in these little slots right here to hold it onto the post, because you can use this for metal or for wood. And for wood, that rubber band is just fine. But I noticed there are these little grooves in here. I don't know what the grooves are for, but I know what I can use the grooves for. What I can use the grooves for is installing this. Now, this is a roll of magnetic tape. It is not, however, magnetic tape any longer. It's still magnetic, but the adhesive is dried up because I've had it for a very long time. So I'm going to cut them to size, and then I'm going to use some Gorilla Glue and some clamps to attempt to get 4 pieces of magnetic tape in those grooves on the inside, which will then mean I can just take this and clamp it there without having to use the rubber band. And if I ever need to use this on a pole in the future, for example, supports for cement piling, things like that. Like I have a number of support columns in my basement which are steel, and this is the kind of thing you can use for that to make sure that they are plumb. So my first step is going to be cutting some pieces that I want to use, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do next. So here are 4 pieces of netting strip all set to go. Here is my unit, and here is my handy dandy Gorilla Glue. So next up is going to be putting a thin bead of Gorilla Glue there, very lightly, because I would like to avoid squeeze out, and then to clamp it in place and see what happens. So there we have the piece all glued up and with clamps in place. Now I'm just going to have to kind of kick back and give it some time to dry. And once it's dried, we're going to see how well it adheres itself to the steel post I have. And if it works, then I won't need the rubber band. And in the future, I'll be able to use this on steel posts or steel, things in the future that without having to use the rubber band. Or I could supplement it. It's my choice. But I thought I'd give this a try. It wasn't what the designer intended, I don't think. I just did this on my own. So next up, drying time. So here is the finished modification, and guess what happens? I turn it this way, get to a corner. I put it in place, then I can feel it connect. I can feel the magnets pull it in place, but it's not strong enough. You go like this, and it falls off. So it's going to help hold it in place, but I'm still going to need to use the rubber band that came with it. But it was a decent idea in theory. If I had tape that had a higher magnetic level than this, more power. I don't know how you gauge. How do you gauge magnetism for magnets? Anybody knows how to do that? Tell me, because I don't know off the top of my head. In pounds, is it in pounds? Yeah, this is a very low poundage magnetic strip. And I have other magnets I could use, but I am concerned because they're disc shaped. I could put disc shaped magnets in here and get 4 of them so they would be level and everything. But I'm concerned if I ever wanted to use this for a pole in the future or something, that they might interfere with it sitting flush and proper. So it was a good idea. It just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, and sometimes projects don't. And I think it's important to show that sometimes projects don't end up the way you want them to end up. But it was a quick project. I mean, I've got about 20 minutes in this whole thing. And that includes filming this, so it's not like I have a lot of waste of my time. But there you go. It's a level improvement, but not a complete elimination of using the rubber band on a steel object.